Oh, have we got the news for you? Good morning, Malaysia. I'm Deeba and welcome to Newsline, your most trusted news source. The High Court of Sarawak presided over a case on trespassing of person on November 13, 1963. The case involved Tiong Pik Hiong as the plaintiff and Wong Siew Gieu as the defendant of parties to the suit. The plaintiff was represented by counsel Siti Wong and the defendant's lawyer was the defendant in person. The judge presiding this case was Matt Gilligan J. Now we're going to head on over to the High Court of Sarawak with our reporter live at the scene, Miss Elly.
Thank you to the live studio reporters. I am Aisha Alicia and today I am bringing you into the case of Tiong Pik Hiong against Wong Siew Gieu. The plaintiff Tiong Pik Hiong is a 17-year-old girl, therefore she is suing through her mother and a friend. The defendant, Wong Siew Gieu, had assaulted the plaintiff by scratching her face, neck and arm. This particular case relates to battery, which falls under the law of torts. The plaintiff had claimed for special damages at the amount of $46 and general damages at the amount of $3,000. The defendant had admitted to assaulting the plaintiff at the set time and place. However, she had pleaded to be mentally insane and incapable of controlling herself. She stated that she was unaware of her actions. The defendant had assaulted the plaintiff on the basis of violent jealousy due to the fact that there was an alleged rumor that the plaintiff and the defendant's husband was having an affair. Bringing you to life in the case of Tiong Pik Hiong against Wong Siew Gieu. Thank you, I am Aisha Alicia and we're back to stage.
That's it for my reporter live at the scene, Miss Elly. And now I'm bringing you Dato' Amaninaazril, former Chief Justice of Malaysia, to give her view on this controversial case. With respect, please welcome.
Thank you, Hasni TV and Miss Adiba for this. I'm so honored where I'm invited to speak up my mind, to speak about the legal issues and the ratio decidendi on this case. The first legal issue is whether the defendant, Wong Siew Gieu, is liable in battery towards the plaintiff. And the second legal issue is whether the amount of damages claimed by the plaintiff should be awarded. And the third legal issue is whether this case should have been brought to the High Court. For the first legal issue on whether the defendant is liable to be charged under the ground of the battery, no, there is no consent given by the plaintiff for the damage suffered, and the plaintiff suffered from the injuries which can be found in the page 2, para 6 of the final report. Moving on to the second legal issue on whether the amount of damages claimed by the plaintiff should be awarded. No, the amount of damages by the plaintiff should not be rewarded, as the plaintiff claimed $46 for the special damages, whereas $3,000 for the total damages. Besides, the judge had awarded the plaintiff $40.50 for special damages, which consists of hospital charges, $10, taxi fare, $4, medicinal tonic and recovery food, $26.50, as stated in page 3, para 2. Whereas the general damages are the plaintiff, Tiong Pik Hiong, suffered mentally due to embarrassment, thus entitling her for pain and suffering, stated in page 3, para 3. And she is also entitled to damages for a temporary injury of her good looks and loss of amenities found in the page 3 of para 4. Plaintiff too did not suffer from permanent injury as what stated in the page 3, para 4, and no punitive damages as the defendant was under mental strain, stated in page 4, para 2. Thus, bringing the total damages award is $490.50 found in page 4, para 3. Lastly, it is whether this case should have been brought to the High Court. No, this case should not have been brought to the High Court, as it should have been brought to the Magistrate Court instead. It is within the subordinate court's jurisdiction found in page 4, para 5. The plaintiff made the decision to bring this case to the High Court because the plaintiff claimed $3,000 as the redress, as what found in the page 2, para 1. I believe that is all from me on the legal issue and the ratio decidendi on the case of Tiong Pik Hiong versus Wong Siew Gieu. Thank you and have a nice day. We're back with Miss Deeba on the live studio.
Surely that was such an insightful saying given by our former Chief of Justice Malaysia, Dato' Amaninaazril. Once again, a thank you, Dato'. Now we will go back to Miss Elly at the High Court of Sarawak to further elaborate on the judicial precedent of the case.
Thank you to the live studio reporters, and we are back on the scene. For the judicial precedent, the judges have referred to a few cases, with the first one being Austin against the British Transport Commission 1956. In this case, the plaintiff had received €660 in general damages. In Tiong Pik Hiong's case, the pain and suffering were worse and the injuries were much greater. In the second case that was referred to by the judges, which is the Jones against Shaw, Saville and Albion Coal Limited Edition 1951, the plaintiff had received €120 in damages. The third and last case to be referred to is Brown against Morehouse Bros Limited Edition 1957. In this case, the plaintiff had received €75 in damages. An 11-year-old girl was hit by a lorry and dragged along the road, which caused her to suffer from abrasions and was also bedridden for 4 weeks. The abrasions then became septic, which required her to have further treatment. She was in a nervous condition for 6 months, however, she only received €75 in damages. That is all for me. I am Alicia. Thank you, and back to Miss Deeba.
Thank you, Miss Elly, for the crystal clear elaboration. Now the court has come to the decision that the plaintiff is deserving of $250 in costs. Therefore, it will indeed be rewarded to her. Next, the defendant is held liable for battery as she made physical contact in an insulting or provocative manner to the plaintiff. Finally, the court is of decision that the plaintiff is entitled to damages for the pain and suffering that she had endured and for temporary loss of part of the amenities of life. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our newscasting for this morning of stories that count from people who truly care. We're from the newsline of Hasni TV. I'm Deeba. Thank you for tuning in and see you tomorrow morning for your daily morning updates.